Sarah Ferguson's naughty phone calls to toe-sucking lover from the bath. Sarah Ferguson faced widespread public ridicule when photographs were published showing her financial advisor John Bryan sucking her toes by the side of a swimming pool. There was great excitement when Sarah Ferguson and then Prince Andrew tied the knot in 1986, but behind closed doors, their marriage was anything but a fairy tale. Andrew's naval career saw him away from the family for long periods of time, and Fergie later claimed she spent 8 months of her first pregnancy alone, telling Rosie magazine that Prince Philip forbade her from living with her naval husband wherever he was stationed. It was that loneliness that apparently saw Sarah fall into the arms of another man. The Duchess, then in her 3rd year of marriage and pregnant with Princess Eugenie, met American Steve Wyatt. It was later claimed that Steve, not Andrew, was the love of her life and Thatch fell head over heels in love with him. Steve Wyatt was the main reason for the breakdown of her marriage, claimed David Lee, co-author of The Duchess of York Uncensored. But it wasn't Sarah's only alleged affair. She also embarked on a supposed romance with Wyatt's friend and cousin by marriage, John Bryan. According to Dr. Alan Starkey in his memoir, Fergie, Her Secret Life, a month and a half after giving birth to Eugenie, Sarah flew with Wyatt, daughter Beatrice and 2 royal detectives, to Morocco to resume their affair. By the time he needed to return to America, their relationship had apparently reached such a level of intensity that, Starkey says, they had convinced each other that she should divorce her husband. This after less than 4 years of marriage and with a baby of just 8 months. Starkey writes, Wyatt had little money and Sarah had been bankrolling him, but, as he left for the airport, Sarah invited his friend and cousin by marriage, John Bryan, to lunch. Just the 2 of them. We had a couple of glasses of wine and were flirting madly, absolutely insanely, Bryan recalled later. Just giggling, laughing, flirting. When she got back to the palace she started calling Bryan from her bathtub. You don't call a man from the bathtub if you're not ready to go to bed with him, boasted Bryan. Within days of Wyatt leaving for Texas, Sarah was in bed with Bryan in his Chelsea flat. I couldn't believe anyone could behave with such reckless abandon, was his flabbergasted response. And then all hell broke loose. Sarah had already come under scrutiny when photographs showing her on holiday with Wyatt in Morocco were published, including images of the Texan cuddling Princess Beatrice in a fatherly way. But then came snapshots of John Bryan sucking her toes by the side of a swimming pool. She faced widespread public ridicule, and was privately blacklisted by much of the royal family, mostly notably, Prince Philip and Princess Margaret, who reportedly told her in a letter, "You have done more to bring shame on the family than could ever have been imagined." Philip, in particular, is said to have never forgiven Sarah. Shelater reflected on her difficult relationship with her former father-in-law during an appearance on Alan Carr's Life's a Beach podcast. It's quite interesting. The Duke of Edinburgh used to say, "Remember Sarah, you've got to be electable but never elected." Resonates, right? She said, "He came across as a very wise man," the British comedian and TV host said of Queen Elizabeth's husband, who died in April 2021 at age 99. "Very wise, you had to be on your best. If you asked a silly comment, you were certainly told it was a silly comment," she said of Life with Philip. Terrifying, the Duchess added, as she and Carr shared a laugh. "Why are you asking me that? I do it every day. Why are you asking me that? And then you lose all your confidence," Sarah paraphrased.